Welcome, dear listener. Today, I will take you on a beautiful, yet heartbreaking journey, the story of two teenagers who found love in the middle of pain. This is not a story of happily ever after. This is a story of truth, courage, and the small infinities that live in the moments we take for granted. This is a story of Hazel and Augustus, two souls who met by chance and changed each other's worlds forever. One carried an oxygen tank, the other carried a fake leg. Both carried a heart that still wanted to love and live even when life was running out. Let us now begin. Hazel Grace Lancaster sat on her bed, a small oxygen tank by her side, its tube gently slipping under her nose. She was 16 with wide gray-green eyes, short brown hair, and a voice that often carried more sadness than sound. Cancer had been a part of her life since she was 13. Now, it lived in her lungs, and she carried it like an unwanted friend. Every day felt the same. Doctor appointments, medicine, books, a support group she didn't want to attend, but her mother insisted. "It'll be good for you, Hazel." Her mother would say, "You need friends. You need people." So Hazel went. The boy who looked at her. The support group met in a church basement. Hazel called it the literal heart of Jesus because of the cross-shaped layout. That day, new boy was sitting across from her, tall, lean, with messy brown hair and sharp blue eyes. He kept staring at her, Hazel noticed. She tried not to stare back. When the meeting ended, the boy stood up, walked toward her, and smiled like the sun had come out just for her. "I'm Augustus. Augustus Waters," he said, holding out his hand. Hazel Grace." "Well, Hazel Grace," he said with a grin, "you're quite something." The beginning of something. Augustus invited Hazel to his house. She hesitated but agreed. Something about him made her feel light. His room was full of trophies, basketball awards, but he had given that up. Augustus had osteosarcoma, a kind of bone cancer. He had lost a leg to it, but still stood tall, proud, full of humor. And unafraid of pain, they talked about everything. He gave her a book to read. She gave him hers, An Imperial Affliction. Augustus read it and was as frustrated as Hazel had been. The story ended in the middle of a sentence. No answers, no closure. Hazel explained. "That's the point. Life doesn't always give answers." Augustus wasn't satisfied. He found the author, Peter Van Houten, living in Amsterdam. He emailed him. And one day, they received a reply. The trap. Augustus told Hazel, "We're going to Amsterdam." Hazel was speechless. He had contacted a charity that granted last wishes. His wish was to go to Amsterdam, not for himself, but for Hazel, to meet the author who gave her the only book that truly spoke to her pain. Hazel cried. No one had ever done something so beautiful for her, with her doctor's cautious permission and her parents' blessings. Hazel and Augustus boarded a plane together toward the unknown, toward the answer that had haunted her. For years, Amsterdam was magic. They rowed boats on canals, walked hand in hand. Hazel laughed like she hadn't in years. But meeting Van Houten was not what they expected. He was bitter, drunk, and cruel. He didn't answer her questions. He mocked them. Hazel cried. Augustus stood up for her. They left, hurt but together. That night, Augustus shared the news. His cancer had returned. It was everywhere. "I lit up like a Christmas tree," he said, trying to smile through the pain. Hazel broke inside. She had feared her own death. She feared his more. The infinity within days. Augustus grew weaker. He could no longer walk. Without help, Hazel stayed beside him. She read to him, laughed with him, cried with him. One day, Augustus asked her and their friend Isaac, who had lost his eyes to cancer, to write eulogies, pre-funeral speeches, while he was still alive to hear them. Hazel stood in front of him. She said, "You gave me forever within the numbered days. I can't tell you how thankful I am for our little infinity." Tears rolled down both their cheeks. Augustus smiled. "Goodbye, Augustus." Waters died 8 days later. He was 17. Hazel sat through his funeral, her heart shattered. Had made her feel infinite was now a memory. But he had left her something. A letter he had written to Van Houten again. It's asking him to help Hazel, to be kind. To give her the ending she never got. In that letter, Augustus said, "I hope she likes the choices I made. I hope she likes the story I gave her." Hazel read the letter again and again. She cried. She smiled. She whispered, "I do, Augustus. I do. Love doesn't always last forever. Sometimes it only lives in moments, a glance, a touch, a shared laugh, or a silent cry." Hazel and Augustus didn't get years, but they got something powerful. They got to feel alive, together. This story reminds us that even in pain there can be beauty. Even in short lives, there can be infinities. And even when someone is gone, the love they leave behind keeps breathing through memories. Hazel Grace lived. She loved. And she carried Augustus Waters with her always. Thank you for listening to this journey. May your moments be filled with love. May your infinities be full of stars. Asterisk, if you really like the story, please do like. Share, subscribe, comment on my channel, World Stories. See you on the next video.